Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB SHOW. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The TV presenter claims he suffered from a particular condition following a hair-raising moment while filming his latest ITV show with son Barney. Bradley Walsh has admitted to suffering from a nerve-wracking health condition, claiming it is so bad that people think I'm making it up. The host of The Chase shared his concerns just as the new season of his popular travelogue Bradley and Barney Walsh, Breaking Dad kicks off, with him and his son jetting off to Japan for the job of a lifetime. The dynamic duo are treated to the exhilarating experiences Tokyo has to offer, including attempting to navigate one of Japan's notoriously unstable rope bridges. And it was that moment which prompted Bradley to share his genuine fear and battle with vertigo during the nerve-wracking crossing. Speaking to Chris Evans on his Virgin Radio breakfast show, the tension of the moment was highlighted as Chris spoke to the father-son team, telling Bradley, "You genuinely have the vertigo because you could tell." Bradley then said, "I know. People think I'm making it up." However, his fear was quickly confirmed as authentic by Chris, who observed, "There's no way, you were white as a sheet." Barney later chimed in, "It does terrify him." Thankfully, Bradley also mentioned his progress in overcoming these daunting moments, saying, "I'd like to think that since the early days, I've got a bit better." Vertigo, as described by the NHS website, is the sensation of spinning or the environment moving around you, impacting balance and potentially lasting from mere seconds to several days or even longer. The NHS suggests that, while vertigo often improves without any treatment, people should consult a GP if symptoms persist or start to impact everyday activities, reports Gloucestershire Live. Vertigo is often mistakenly called a fear of heights. However, the correct term for that is acrophobia, which can also trigger physical symptoms such as increased sweating, chest pain or tightness, nausea or lightheadedness, as well as a rapid heartbeat when faced with high places, Healthline reports. In related news, Barney shared that he doesn't feel as comfortable with daring stunts as he did in his younger days. "When we first started, I was 19. When we were climbing up a rock face or jumping out of a plane, I took to that like a duck to water," he said. "It was very, very easy to do those things. But now that the years have gone on, I'm 27 now, I'm having a go at some of the stuff we did in this series, and there are moments when you think, oh, what if this goes wrong? You don't have those thoughts when you're young." Bradley has had other challenges besides his vertigo. He has previously spoken about suffering from blepharitis, which can cause his eyes to appear swollen and red. "People don't realize I have seriously bad blepharitis," he said. "I have to take one pill a day for it or I really struggle. I am going to need my eyes operated on at some point to sort it out." So many times, people have commented on how I look, but they don't realize, if I take medication though, I'm fine. The earlier series of Breaking Dad saw the father and son duo travel across Europe, Scandinavia, and the US. Their adventures included taking a 220 meters high bungee jump in Switzerland and a heart-stopping cliff dive on Italy's Amalfi Coast. While critics have been lukewarm, with the Radio Times describing the show as having a distinct feel of scripted banter, the show has clearly resonated with audiences. It has attracted an average of around 5 million viewers per episode, surpassing the ratings of many similar shows. The lights of the ITV studio glimmered with their usual brilliance, bouncing off the sleek black and gold set of The Chase. Laughter echoed through the corridors as crew members prepped cameras and adjusted lighting. Everything seemed normal until it wasn't. Bradley Walsh, the ever-charismatic host known for his banter and boundless energy, stood at his podium mid-rehearsal. He had just cracked a joke about Sean Wallace's stern expression when suddenly, his smile faltered. A peculiar silence fell over the set. His eyes blinked rapidly, and his face, usually flush with energy, drained of color. "Brad," a producer called out, concerned. Walsh didn't respond immediately. He grabbed the edge of the podium with a trembling hand. The crew watched in stunned silence as he swayed slightly, the blood draining from his face. He looked white as a sheet. "Cut, somebody get water," someone shouted. Sean Wallace, who'd been reviewing questions, rushed over in an uncharacteristic panic. "Bradley, talk to me. You all right, mate?" I think I need to sit," Bradley whispered, his voice barely audible. Filming was halted immediately. A medic was brought on set as Walsh was ushered into a quiet dressing room. Word spread quickly. The chase's lifeblood had just shown a crack in his famously indomitable armor. Later that evening, after some rest and tests, Bradley released a heartfelt video on social media. Not his usual jokes and dancing, but something deeper. "I owe you all the truth," he began, eyes tired but steady. "What happened today was scary. I've been dealing with some health issues quietly, high blood pressure, fatigue, the kind of things you think you can power through. But today, my body said enough." Fans flooded the post with messages of love and support, many shocked by the sudden revelation. Bradley continued, admitting that years of intense filming schedules, early call times, and little rest had taken a toll. "I've always believed in pushing through. The show must go on, I tell myself. But today, I learned sometimes it's okay to pause. I've got to take care of myself, for my family, for my crew, and for all of you." The next week's episode aired with a pre-recorded intro from Walsh. He smiled softly and said, "This week, I'm taking a breather. But don't worry, the chasers won't go easy on you lot." A week later, he was back, rested, smiling, and cheekier than ever. But behind the jokes was a man who had been humbled. "I used to think vulnerability was weakness," he later said in an interview. "But opening up, that's strength. I'm not invincible, I'm just Bradley." And as the music played and the game began once more, viewers knew they weren't just watching a quiz show. They were watching a man who had faced a quiet battle and come back with a brighter light.